Hello, my name is Mark Holmes. I'm the program chair for CyberSat. We're only a few weeks away now from the 9th edition of CyberSat, and it's our biggest, most boldest CyberSat yet. So I thought we'd do something a little bit different today with our preview. We're actually going to look at, do a deep dive into some particular segments of CyberSat that we think will be really valuable to the audience. Now, last year we organized a technology track for the first time, super successful. The room was filled many times. One of the people that helped me put that together was Brandon Bailey, who's a senior project leader of Aerospace. Brandon, great to see you here today. Tell us about what you're looking forward to about the technology track and the work that we've done this year and what people coming to CyberSat can expect.
Yeah, the first year of the technical track was really good. It's a really good addition to the overall conference, I think. Expands on a lot of the panel discussions and gets more technical. So this year, we had the call for topics, and we had kind of an overwhelming submission, and so very difficult process to pare that down to something you can fit in to a couple of days. But we used several subject matter experts from around the industry to do so, and we settled on a couple of really good things that I'm looking forward to. One of the areas that we've been working in for a couple of years that I'm interested to discuss is more the on-orbit intrusion detection capability. Now, DHS is going to talk a little bit about some of their work, and some of that work I actually helped with onboard IDS and indicators of behavior. But there's an interesting talk that I'm excited about is on the RF side. There's a guy that's going to talk about RF intrusion detection and different signal parameters to monitor for, which pretty excited to see kind of what his research is showing. And then the other one that I'm really looking forward to is zero trust architectures and space systems. So we've heard zero trust used almost every cyber conference there is for years, and ESA, European Space Agency, is going to show up and talk about one of their projects that they're working on, which is kind of develop guidance and some ideas on how to apply zero trust in the context of space systems. So those are two of the really good ones. And then we have obviously you can't have a cyber conference without talking about AI. So there's several AI based things. And then the last one is I've heard a lot about Rust and the programming safe language over the years, and DARPA is going to present some interesting information on transitioning kind of C to Rust in the context of space and spacecraft software. So pretty excited. Those are my three that I'm really looking forward to, but there's many others that are going to be in those 2 days. So looking forward to it. Hope you all come out and see it, and hope to see you there.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Brandon, and thank you also for all of your help in putting that together. We've also worked with Space ISAC over the last couple of years, and we did a tabletop exercise last year that was sold out and very popular. And we know Space ISAC does a lot of great work in this sector. Delighted to have with me today Mairead Levison, who's the Deputy Director of Space ISAC. Mairead, can you tell us a little bit about what Space ISAC is going to be doing at CyberSat this year?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Mark. We are really excited to be back at CyberSat this year. And also I'd like to mention partnering with Capella Space to bring our annual tabletop exercise, or our TTX, to the programming again. So really, in short, this exercise is going to bring together leaders from government, industry, and academia to step into a very realistic, kind of high pressure scenarios or space crisis. So this year's scenario is going to focus on a multinational crew in cislunar space who experience a critical system failure. So participants on the ground have to work together in this TTX to bring the crew home safely, all while dealing with unexpected cyber incidents, different operational challenges that could affect the mission throughout. So the TTX is really designed to be a fast-paced, highly interactive scenario. So participants are going to work in cross-sector teams. They're going to represent different organizations and respond to a series of evolving events. The teams are going to have to make really tough decisions. So they're going to have to decide, what information are you going to share? When are you going to escalate issues? How are you going to maintain trust across all stakeholders? So it's really a dynamic environment that mirrors the real world pressures in the space domain, where every decision, right, can have pretty significant consequences. One of the things this year that I would say I'm really looking forward to is integrating more emerging technologies. So one of those being quantum entangled communications, which can really help restore secure links during a crisis, such as this. It's really going to be a great way to see how innovation intersects with that operational decision making in a realistic mission environment. So particularly, that's something that I'm really looking forward to this year, and I think it's going to add to the realism of this scenario. But at Space ISAC, really our mission is to enhance the cybersecurity and the resiliency of the global space community. So exercises like this and partnering with CyberSat and being able to do this are really a core part of our work, giving participants a chance to practice decision-making under uncertainty, building stronger relationships across sectors, and developing that shared approach to solving complex problems before a real crisis occurs. Another clear and key element of this exercise is going to be that collaboration across boundaries. So real crises rarely happen with just one organization or one country. We know that. And this TTX is going to allow participants to experience the challenges of coordinating across diverse teams. So really learning, how do we align priorities, how do we communicate effectively, and how do we make joint decisions under pressure. So in short, really, we're just thrilled to bring this experience back to CyberSat this year. It's always one of my favorite sessions at the conference, and we just can't wait to see participants work through this challenge under pressure and again, bring the crew home safely. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll pass it back to you, Mark. Thank you so much for giving me a couple minutes to talk about it, and I'm excited.
Fantastic. We're excited to have you back, and it sounds like a fantastic exercise. Now, with the technology track and with Space ISAC, these were things we did last year, but we've got something new this year as well. And we were working with another CyberSat task force member, Jacob Oakley from SIXGEN, who's been a tremendous help to us at CyberSat, working on particularly on the technology track. But Jacob is also going to be working on a brand new, for the first time at CyberSat, tabletop exercise. So Jacob, tell us about this new exciting tabletop exercise we have for CyberSat this year.
Sure, thank you, Mark. Yeah, so SIXGEN and the Aerospace Village of DEF CON fame will be bringing, doubling down on the technical aspect, something between, a tabletop and a guided discussion where we're going to cover sort of where the rubber meets the road and having those technical discussions through some scenarios on the actual trade-offs and implementations for different types of cybersecurity on these space systems. So taking things like threat hunting and IDS and malware events or ransomware and what actually can be done. How do the conversations between the security professionals and the owners of those systems go? And what does that sort of cost benefit look like as these things get implemented? And how is that different between, say, the owners of a satellite or perhaps the operators of a payload on a hosted system? And we're also going to be addressing those emergent technologies. So for something like zero trust or something like quantum or AI, when you implement those things in these space systems, what does it look like? When do you make the decision to bring on a new technology like that? And then what risks are mitigated and what risks are created? And so we're gonna explore through this event, the technical trade-offs, the cost benefit discussions that happen as you try to implement these technologies, and the mitigations you actually realize upon bringing them in, and then walking through the decisions that would be made in some different scenarios of compromise for these space systems at different parts of the architecture. So thank you, Mark.
No, fantastic. So this is going to be, as I said at the start, the biggest, boldest CyberSat ever. We've got great tabletop exercises, a wonderful technology track, and a great main track. We've got amazing keynotes. We've also got significantly a lot of government speakers as well this year, multiple speakers from the likes of DARPA, Space Force, and others. So we think this is going to be the best edition of CyberSat there so far, and we hope to see you all there. Thank you again to Jacob, Mairead, and Brandon for previewing, and also your your work and dedication in helping us put a tremendous event together. And we look forward to seeing you in Reston, November 17th through November 20th, November 17th, November 18th, unclassified, 19th and 20th classified. We look forward to seeing you there. So thank you very much.